All right. And tonight we get to talk toys with more friends. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's Sunday night. You know what that means. Time for another episode of Yimbo Reviews Everything. Hit that intro. Trying. So if you can't tell, I am in a different location. I am visiting my parents. So different backdrop. I am on my laptop, which if you notice any glitches, it's just because of that. But tonight, we're not going to need all the bells and whistles because I have some friends coming on to talk about their upcoming new stream. I am so excited to bring them on. Before I do, you know me, I don't like to leave you guys hanging without some toy photography tips. So real quick, at Target right now, there are these things called beauty organizers. So you can hear that. This is for the makeup side, but when you flip it, it is an action figure riser. So for $5, there were only 2 left at my Target, and I grabbed them. So I just wanted to let you guys know, ring the bell that, hey, like that's a cool thing for shelf display. So there's that. And then over on my Amazon storefront, if you were interested, I picked up these SH Figuarts fire effects, and I am thoroughly impressed. So it'll be a future thing that I'll get into a little bit more, but I want to let you know that they just came in and that they're amazing. And yeah, like I said, toy photography tip. But tonight, time to bring in my special guests, and then we'll get to the chat and say hi to everybody. Man, my computer is so slow. So there's that little delay. For those of you that have been rolling with me for a while, especially in summer episodes, I complain about it all the time. I am on it. I see the comments, but it's just slow. Everything's slow. Here we go. So tonight I have on the Collector Nexus. So I'm about to bring on Drew, the Toy Box of Doom, Ronald Berserk _69, and then you guys all know Jurassic Jester. So, oh man, they launch on March 4th at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm very excited, and here we go with the slow delay. Pop it in. At least it's slow on my end. I don't know how it is to the viewing audience, but hey-o!
Yo, how you guys doing?
What is going on, fellas? Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We have some friends in the chat already. Well, hello. Hold on. Let's see how bad this is now with the delay of me clicking. Oh, this is going to be brutal, guys. I might just have to like shout out our comments, but there's Berserk 69 with the
Always,
first chat.
I came prepared.
Love it. And go figure, Go's in the house. What's going on, Miguel? Like I said, this is super slow on my end. So hopefully I'll just, it'll be popping up quicker. But here's Cal the Collector. Messy Photography's in the house. Let's go on to Emma Kinney. That's right, Go. We are, in fact, crossing streams this evening. There we go. Hey-o. Clintastic's in the house. Omar, what's up, man? Turtles Nerd 88. Try to get everybody popping up here. Oh man, sorry again, guys. This is just like me reacting to my slow computer. The Machu Toys in the house, birthday boy. What's going on, Machu birthday weekends?
Machu.
Raiden in the house.
Oh, what's up, Raiden?
What's going on, man? Yeah, and Jamelin Parks. How you doing, brother? How are you, man? And then, Rabbit Hammer, Hankins in the house. Oh man, this is awesome. Thank you guys so much for chilling with us. Again, keep the comments coming. I'm gonna be like I said, if this is too slow and I don't want to break up our flow of conversation, I'll just kind of shout out the comments as I see them. So, fellas, you have a new show, March 4th. Are you excited? the hard-hitting interview questions, right?
We are. It's been a long time coming. We've been working on it for a while. We've had this idea for a while. We're just trying to get everything right, correct, perfected, to just bring some quality, fun entertainment for a Monday night. So yes, we are super excited, right, guys?
Absolutely.
So I remember because you guys were recently on Between Two Sentinels with Machu and Jay Shot. So I know that, like obviously there are going to be people here right now seeing you guys for the first time. So I did write down those questions, Jester, that you had prepared, like that like but if you want to go through it, and then I wanted to flip it on you guys and get a sense of your collection and your habits and all of that type of stuff. So like hit us with the pitch. So on Monday nights, starting March 4th, what can we expect from tuning into the Collector Nexus?
Collection Nexus, yeah.
Collection Nexus, yes. Sorry.
Basically, the premise of the show was that we wanted to not only showcase a lot of the stuff that we have in our sizable collections and talk with people in the community, but also showcase what we call archive figures. Because there's a big emphasis on a lot of toy shows to be about the next and newest thing, right?
Oh, for sure.
But we all have pretty sizable collections full of some really cool stuff. So we wanted to showcase, some of our back catalog, as well as hear the stories from the community about why they collect what they collect. Maybe a particular figure is special to you because of a character that it is, or the experience that you had purchasing it, or maybe it was a gift from somebody, or you had to do some crazy trade to acquire it and it was some grail or something. Like we want to hear about those stories about, why we collect what we collect, what motivates someone to spend, $100 on a Mafex Deadpool or whatever,
Sure.
So that was the angle that we wanted to approach it. But, we do also want to talk about stuff that's on pre-order, stuff that's coming out, because we're like everybody else. We're excited about that stuff too. So we're also going to be talking about that. And we're also going to be talking about stuff that we just got in that week, new arrivals, things like that. So in that sense, it's going to be past, present, and future.
Nice.
Of this hobby. And at the same time, Jesse's been reaching out to a lot of awesome people in the community. We've got some fantastic guests lined up, so we're going to hear a lot of cool stories and get to know some really great people in the community. It should be a lot of fun. So hopefully you join us starting March 4th on Monday nights for the Collection Nexus.
That's awesome. That's so great. The funny thing, when Jesse was going through the different stuff, one of the things in the course that I had to go back and say, wait, what did he say? When Jesse, you said, what's the sentiment? But I was like, what's the scent of it? The scent of it or sentiment? And I had to go back. And then later on you did say, and then what did it smell like? which we all know. We all smell those figures. We crack everything open. Oh my God. Even right now, the smell of cracking open like Mythic Legions or Cosmic Legions, like it's like a paint.
Yeah,
like their stuff is so potent that when I take it out of my little Tupperware, like it punches me in the face with the smell now.
Yeah, I know.
I remember
you got goosebumps.
Oh yeah, I remember back in the day, I was collecting a lot of McFarlane toys, and I bought the series of the Viking spawns. And I remember like all those McFarlanes were all like clamshell packaging, right? Sealed in there. You cut those things open and you just get this waft of like plastic and paint and toys. And it's like, that's what we want to kind of dig into with this show is like where were you? Like, what did it smell like? Like, why did you want to buy it? Why did you want to open it? Why is it on your shelf? So we want to get to know like, why, like, because I got into this conversation the other day with my wife, right, about collecting. She's like, oh, you need another toy? I'm like, I'm a collector. I need all the toys. I want them all, right? So
it's got a new hat.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's what I want to dive into in this show is like, why do you collect? Why do you have that figure on your shelf? What does it mean to you? And I want to just dive into those stories and get to know the collector a lot better, and so we could all just get an idea of like community, right? So just have fun and Yimbo, of course, obviously you're invited. We want you on. We know that you're East Coast. It's going to be a little late for you.
That's all right.
So hopefully maybe you can swing it one time.
Oh yeah. No, we'll definitely make it work for sure. So what do you guys think? Like, what's some of like, not to, completely, dive into like an episode that you guys will be doing, but do any of you have something in mind that like, like, I don't know, something you can pinpoint or a few different, because I know in my head I have like 3 to 5 figures that I can kind of point to now and went, yep, that's what got me at like 3 years old, 4 years old. Like that's hooked me from that moment. Do you guys have stuff like that in mind? Like,
yeah, no, that's a good thing about us, because as you can see behind me, like, we're massive collectors. Like, we can go 100 200 episodes and never have to repeat a figure, like
right.
like so we'll get there. We have a lot of, all three of us have very different interests, which is the good thing about it. Like, no two collectors are the same.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And I mean, that's always been one of my things is doing this show is that, like, I never want to be the guy that's going to dump on something else that someone else is excited about, like just because I personally might not be, because of a franchise, like the character, the manufacturer, whatever the thing is, like someone else out there is going to be super pumped for it. So like you said, it's just like we all are different. We do have all of our different perspectives towards the things that we like and what we look for. And it's also part of the problem of why, like, we'll never have like a perfect action figure. Like, we'll never have one. We'll never have one.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of one of the things that, I mean, I personally liked about the format of our show, is that because we're each picking 3 figures, like I said, an archive figure from the past, and a figure from the current pickup from the week, and a pre-order that we're excited about. All 3 of those are things that we each pick that we're stoked on. It's not, it doesn't really, it's not a format that lends itself to negativity or like crapping on the hobby or crapping on people's tastes.
Sure.
We're sharing what we're enthusiastic about, what we like, and what triggers those memories and associations for us. So
I think sorry, Jesse.
If Drew shows me something on his pre-order or something, I mean, I want to be open to it. I want to see what he's into. And that's another thing that we want to do, is like show you guys like what else is out there, instead of like being in a box, because I know a lot of us like to pick a lane and, money is, but like every once in a while I get a figure that's out of my lane and I'm like, whoa, this thing is so cool. Like, why haven't I, so we want to share that as well,
Yeah, Machu's if you hear me right now, what's that figure that you just got? Like, he just got something in that was very obscure from a character perspective, but he's now hooked me on showing, like, in group chats, like the pictures of that. He's like, he's so hyped about it. I'm just like, well, now I'm just won over by how enthusiastic you are, but I have zero knowledge of the character whatsoever. So Matt, if you're, let me know what that is, because it blows me away. But guys, feel free to take this idea too. I would be very curious as to people's like regret buys. Like, maybe like, if we sprinkle that in for a guest here and there, because I know there are so many figures in my collection that I purchased just because I didn't want to leave the store empty-handed. So again, it's not like a knocking away, but now like when I look back, I'm like, well, yeah, that was just for a dopamine hit. But it'd be interesting to hear like what kind of things that people got in those moments too. Just saying, feel free to take it.
Yeah, we bought it in there. We're like, we just need this last figure for the Build-A-Figure, and we have to. It's
Oh, here we go. Hold on, Matt did in fact give me here it is. The Guyver Guyver 1 by Figma. Yeah.
People are really excited about that one. I am not familiar with that property, so that character is a stranger to me, but it's a cool design. And the figure looks like it's pretty good, so I'm glad that people are stoked on it.
Yeah, and he's saying it right now. I'm posing it right now. There you go.
After seeing that the Spider-Man that he did, man, I wish I bought a Rebel Tech Spider-Man, because whoa, that thing was so cool, Machu, dude. Well done.
Dude, Matt did that, and I was like, I'm gonna go buy this Mezco right now. And then I was like, what am I doing? I'm like, I can't do that. like I'm still just gonna get the Mezco version. Like, but he got me so hyped just because of how good it looks in this suit. And so
Yeah, but, that Spider-Man, it's getting some mixed reactions in the community. I know because of some of the articulation limitations and the red material on it might be, subject to cracking, or some people have cracks out of the box.
Right.
Overall, I mean, I got it. I'm pretty happy with it. I can understand the gripes. It comes with a lot of stuff. I like the accessories, the the web parachute that can double as a hammock is pretty cool. So they've come with them some cool stuff. If you're a Mezco fan, it's worth checking out. But
yeah,
it's definitely not like figure of the year or anything. But Machu took it to the next level. It was
It's so ridiculous.
I just hope that Mezco is looking at that, because like they can up those figures so much and like make it the perfect figure, like you said, Yimbo, the perfect figure that we want. And they're like right there.
It's so close. It's the it's the vinyl will get me sometimes. But yeah, it's as close to like that's I love me. I love a Mezco. So the Spider-Man, man, Drew, I might end up doing it. Like it looks similar, and I'm a huge Spider-Man guy. Like, what's one more? Like at this point, I'm just like, what's one more Spidey for the pile?
I'll tell you what though, the Green Goblin that people are starting to get in now looks amazing.
Dude.
I know Wade over Unparalleled, he just dropped his review of that thing. The Amazing has one up that it looks like a really good figure. So you got to have the Spider-Man to pair with that thing.
That's the thing. Like if as soon as I get Spidey, it's like that's you're locked in for two. Like it's instantaneous. Like if I do so, I'm at that like. It's my willpower. This is a test of my willpower right now. Oh, Raiden got both. Wait, oh no, which one? I'm trying to bring up these comments right now, and this is how slow it is. I thought he was talking about Spidey and Goblin, but no, DC, the Deceased Red Hood. Do you regret that one, Raider? Because I like the Supergirl, and I didn't get the Red Hood, but my buddy has it. But I guess which one? The LCS buy broke on me. Which was LCS? LCS buy. Oh, Bat Force Grump is in the house. What's going on, Grumps? How you doing, buddy? Oh man, yeah. Sorry, guys. The chat, like my computer is so slow, so I'm just gonna keep shouting guys out. So don't worry, and you guys too. As you see our friends in the chat, there's a comment that you see that's directed, and you want to call it out. By all means, guys, please do that. This is just part of, like I said, this is when Yimbo's on location right now.
Yeah. No, I like it when you pull them up, because I can't see the chat, so I like to say hi to everybody. What's up, Grumps?
All right, so guys, what are some of your early figures? Like, what got you into this? Where's your origin stories in terms of your collecting journeys? Like, what age do you pinpoint it to?
Okay. I mean, I'll jump in real quick. Sorry, Drew.
No.
So I don't want to give away too much, right? Because I want to save it for the show.
Sure.
But for me personally, it was Jurassic Park. When Jurassic Park hit, I was addicted. I couldn't get enough of that. And I do remember having the Velociraptor where you squeeze its legs and the mouth clamps. Nice. I took that thing everywhere. Like that was my pocket figure for years. And I have a lot of memories. I even took that thing to Disneyland with me. I remember like waiting in line and like playing with it on the rails when I was a kid, little boy, And, it's like those type of memories that I want to dive into on the show and get people's perspective and like just memories of that. And unfortunately, I sold it a long time ago, but I reacquired it. I'll probably talk about it definitely. So, yeah. But that's one of mine. That's what I want to dive into.
Mm-hmm. And it makes sense with the name and all.
All right. Yeah, I had so many of those dinosaurs, but yeah, there's a couple more. I'm going to bring up some dinosaurs on the show, of course.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not trying to have you guys spoil too much. This is just like I said. I'm sure, again, knowing myself and knowing how we all are, we have loads to pull from. So, like Drew, what's something that you can pull from that it's not going to reveal anything for your first episode?
Yeah, I mean, for me, a lot of my earliest toy collecting memories go back to like Transformers and Godzilla, probably. Mm-hmm. And so that's what a big chunk of my collection is, that stuff. So I'll be busting out a lot of monster arts, a lot of kaiju, a lot of Transformers, but lots of other stuff too. I'm kind of all over the place. These guys will tell you, like, I collect a lot of different stuff. I'm into a lot of different franchises and properties, and my collection tends to lean a little heavier on villains. I just find villains to be a little bit more compelling.
Sure.
Just in terms of like backstory and design and like abilities and stuff. I just usually just find them just to be more interesting characters. So I have a lot of villains. Like my whole Transformers Masterpiece collection is basically all Decepticons. I have all
Nice.
the
Okay.
all the Decepticon characters pretty much from the first 4 seasons of the original G1 cartoon. So that's a big one for me. But yeah, lots of other stuff too. Like we all get a lot of third party stuff and Mythic Legions. That's one that definitely kind of ties the three of us together because like we were saying earlier, all three of us are into some different stuff, but Legions is one of the ones that we're all very, very much into.
Yeah.
And that's a fun one because it like no matter what like fantasy type property you're into, whether it's like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or whatever, you know, you can kind of project some of that into it because they're very generalized fantasy type characters, orcs and skeletons. Plus, with the kit bashing and customization possibilities with them, you can make your own characters. You know, if you're like a Dungeons and Dragons person, you can make figures of all you and your buddies' characters. You know, and make a little display for your game nights.
True, or you've seen like Emil Wickman's work, right? That custom like customizer extraordinaire for the Mythics. Yeah, it's insane. It's like the stuff that you can do with these figures is unbelievable.
Yeah, the stuff that you see like in the Mythic Legions Cabal Facebook group, the stuff you see at Legions Con, the imagination that some people have is wild. Like making the Ninja Turtles out of orcs and stuff like that. Like crazy stuff, you know?
And Captain McKay said, yeah, Legion sank its teeth into me deep over the last couple of months. It's, I mean, you go to Legion's Con, you just like, it's just take my money. Like, we're just like, they should just have an open tab when I go in. Just let me point to things. And Drew, you mentioned Transformers. Did you get into the YOLO Park stuff at all? Because I've been like really tempted about like the Megatron and I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different awesome Transformers lines out there. I have not gotten any of that stuff. I know a lot of people are into the 3-0 stuff.
Yeah, that was my next question for you.
But I've tried to stick in my lane, which is G1 Decepticon Masterpiece.
Oh, nice.
And I try to get the ones. I don't really care if they're Takara or some other third-party company, whoever's making the best version that has the best engineering and is the most cartoon accurate in both forms. That's the version of the figure that I get. Sometimes I'll get one and trade it out, you know, sell the old one to upgrade or whatever. I've gotten like 3 or 4 different versions of Starscream at this point.
Nice.
I just stick with the Masterpiece ones, man, because otherwise it'll never end. And if I started on Autobots, that would also never end because there's way more Autobot characters than there are Decepticon characters.
Yeah, well, you sound like me, man. They're just like a toy dabbler. Like like there's too many cool toys out there. So it's at least it's good that you've found your lanes within your collecting. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like what you're talking about, like Decepticons within Transformers, just sticking there, very specific. That is a lot more self-control that I should probably practice. Ron, what about you, buddy? What's some of your early, you know, like what are some of your early either franchises that pulled you into collecting, some early toys that really got you hooked into where you are now?
Yeah, no, like a lot of people that got into collecting, you know, within the last, I want to say 5 years, Marvel Legends are what got me back into it.
Oh,
like, you know, you go to any major store, any department store, they have them there, $20. Well, back then, $20, 20, 25. You see them and you're like, okay, well, you know, I came here. Let me at least get something for myself.
Yeah. So
So
more of a Legends guy. I got you. All right, because that's what pulled me back into within the last 5 years. It was like a retro Cyclops. It was the Venom, like Monster Venom, like those. I was like, this is what these are now. I need more.
Yeah, no, I got the first one specifically that got me back right here, and I'm saving that one for the first episode.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fair.
Even from that, like, you know, like we all have various interests. Like somewhere along the, you know, the shutdowns, I really got into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and you know, now I have multiple shelves in my billies right there dedicated to them, and that's one of the medicals. I know a lot of people don't really know about those figures, so you know.
No, that's going to be news to me. I'm going to be Googling it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely a strong recommend for me. Anybody that knows me has been recommended to watch JoJo's. Yeah, I see you shaking your head. Yeah, you should watch JoJo's when you get the chance. And then, you know, even like recently, I've gotten really into wrestling since like the last WrestleMania. I have been, I'm like, you know, I'm not going to get no figures. Like I already collect all the other stuff, but now I have a whole, you know, scaled ring for it.
Right.
And of course, it has to be. How many are go to the Royal Rumble? 30 wrestlers. I'm gonna have to get 30 figures to fill there.
There you go. Which ring did you get?
The Raw's War one.
Oh, that's a good
The one
one.
with the cane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's too big, but I love it.
I
It's
have,
right here.
yeah, I have the NXT authentic scale ring, and like, but I want that Raw's War because it has the wood planks underneath, right? It has like that upgrade. Yeah. Like I didn't realize my scaled ring was like the old one where it folds. Matt was talking about it. I was like, oh no. So eventually I'll probably look into that Raw's War one. Have you decided, like with your wrestling, if you're gonna go for elites or stick? Like for me, I have to stick to ultimates. That's me sticking in the lane. You know, like I love wrestling figures, but ultimates are gonna be where I'm.
Yeah. So
staying.
far, I'm being faithful to just ultimates, but
Okay.
They don't look half bad. The elites.
No,
And then
no.
there's some wrestlers that you can't find there. Like I
Mhm.
know, in my younger days, one of my favorites was Santino Marella.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not gonna make an ultimates of him, and I want one.
Oh, we shouldn't hold out hope. He's on a Legends contract. I think he's on good terms, Santino. They love that Cobra too much, right? They can still they're still getting royalties on the Cobra.
Hey, I was wondering, did either of you guys back that Mattel Creations ring?
The WCW one, or
Was that
the
what it was? It had the lights and the speakers and just like it was massive. The thing was huge, but it didn't fun.
They had the one that the most recent wrestling creation thing was the WCW, the ramp that you're talking about. I did not.
No.
I wanted it, but it was a lot of money at the time. Right? I think they were asking for 400, right? So it was a lot. I wish it came into existence, and so many people that backed. I like felt so bad. My heart broke for them because they were so passionate about wanting this thing.
Yeah, for me it was easy. It was WCW. Yeah. I'm like pass.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so that made it easy for you there. Anybody else into wrestling over here, or is just Ronald the?
Yeah, you see that's where it goes. Like we're all different interests right here. I know.
Yeah, I'm definitely not into like I don't keep up with wrestling currently, but I did like it as a kid, so I do have some nostalgia for like Undertaker, Jake the Snake Roberts, like the WWF era, like before it was WW. That's what I remember as a kid as WWF.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple wrestling figures, but I'm not nearly into it as like Ronald or some of the friends we have in the chat right now, like Grumps or our boy the Hound,
right. There he is.
who are all about the wrestling. And yeah, there you go. What's up, Hound? Glad you took a break from your True Detective binge to join us.
I still have to start that show. My wife and I just haven't had a chance to sit down and get into it.
It's great. The first season is like one of the best seasons of TV ever. The second season is garbage. Don't bother.
I've seen
it. Okay, yeah. The third season's pretty good. Not as good as one. This new season, I think, is probably the best one since one, in my opinion. It has gotten some mixed reactions, but I really like it a lot.
All right.
It comes out tonight.
Yeah, the finale is tonight. The season finale is tonight.
Oh, I got to catch up. But you're right. Nothing is going to be as like meat. Time is a flat circle. That's like one of my go-to references always.
Yeah.
Time is a flat circle, baby. But yeah, I gotta check into that. What kind of other stuff do you guys collect? What, like outside of the action figures, like what other kinds of things do you get into? Jesse, I'll start with you, but like what's some other things? Because we don't stop.
just like Raiden said, and you guys said, Mythic Legions grab me deep. Like I'm hooked. But yeah, no, I'm big into NECA figures as well. I've got a pretty nice size NECA collection. I love Spawn. So Toddy Mac Spawn figures, but like a lot of like randoms. I've done a lot of Kickstarters as well. Like I cannot wait for my Beast of the Mesozoic Kickstarter to come in. I've got some those T-Rexes and all that stuff. Hammond collection, Jurassic Park stuff, but Mythic Legions is kind of taken a hold of me lately.
Well, after that Valiant Night, man, I cannot wait for.
That's good.
I think my last order. I think I ordered my bear. I hope I ordered my bear.
Yeah.
I think I did. I got the bear and who's the He-Man looking guy? I mean, it's like based on He-Man, right?
Atlas, I think.
Yeah. All right. So I had to get the two of them. I knew I would see them. The bear was the thing that I was like, I didn't want to have to fight in line. Machu, that was his recommendation. He goes, dude, you really want to wait in line for the bear? And then it could be sold out. I'm like, nope, you're right. I'm going to just order my bear now. So I threw that Atlas on too. And I think the weapons pack, because that barbarian weapons, like,
yeah.
they can go with everything. They can go
just got to take that Werner Herzog head sculpt from the Black Series and make a director Werner Herzog to pose with the bear, get a Grizzly Man display going. There you go.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. Yeah, Captain McKay saying that bear looks amazing. Again, guys, I'm sorry for like Shroomy. Thank you guys for popping in and hanging out with us this evening. Literary action figures in the house. Unworthy Collector. Wyatt Smith. What's going on, guys? So again, I'm just for everybody that knows, you can tell. Wade Create, my boy, already commented that like it's not weird seeing me without dioramas all around. So I'm on my laptop. It's super slow. So just thank you guys for bearing with us. Really, the important part of tonight was getting to hear from the guys and the launch of their new show, March 4th, the Collection Nexus. Just want to keep shouting that out because is the channel up and ready? Can people do? I should have looked. That's on me. Because I need to make sure that people know that they can look into it, sub immediately, get notified, hit that bell for the first episode.
Ronald, do you want to leave a comment in the chat so that we can direct people to the channel?
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Thank you.
The channel's up and running, but the first episode premieres on March 4th. We also have Instagram at the Collection Nexus. You can follow us there. We're going to be showcasing people's toy photography from the community and submissions for our little giveaways and stuff that we've got going on. So come follow and check it out and hang out and have a good time. It should be good.
Yeah. By the way, Ronald, are you going to be looking forward to getting any of those Madam Web Marvel Legends? If they're not actually making any, right? Or are they?
I don't think they've announced any.
Who's going to go see that movie? Anybody?
Probably not. I mean, the reviews have been pretty atrocious. It's getting compared to like Morbius and Cats. So I
heard Halle Berry's Catwoman was better.
Oh no. I don't know.
There you go. Hound in the chat says, "All I want is a Sydney Sweeney figure." Yeah. I'm sure you do, buddy.
I'm gonna watch it. It's just like just like all of these, especially in the Sony Spidey universe. Like I wait for that to show up on a streaming platform. Yeah, there you go. The Captain McKay. Oh yeah, I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, there you go. That's the correct answer, I think.
Not even for her to turn around to the camera and say it's webbing time. No.
I think even Dakota Johnson is crapping on the movie publicly. So
I did see that too. That's so crazy. All right, the Wrestling Hound says it's awful, but it's better than Morbius and Catwoman. So there you go.
Oh,
that's good. I'd like to hear that. Again, I'm still gonna check it out anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie might be what it is, but honestly, if they made figures, because I've seen the previews and the look of it looks really cool. Like the characters, the designs, the characters, like that'd be cool to put on my shelf. But I'll have to watch the movie and see. I don't know.
Yeah.
My only I guess knowledge of Madame Web is from the animated series back in the mid '90s, and those weren't always my favorite episodes. That whole thing. I used to not. That's not my jam. I like Peter Parker either dealing with Venom or just being a street hero and like juggling his life. So that always threw me off, those episodes, those little character arcs. But again, I know that's just a me thing because it is a big character. I don't know. She's never resonated with me at all. So that's all right. So where was so Jesse? So you said Mythic. You said NECA. We know Jurassic Park. What's another big franchise of you guys, like just from childhood when you think back to your formative years?
For me, probably Ninja Turtles. That's another big one. Was very much into the Playmates Ninja Turtles toys and the original '89 cartoon and the first two movies. That's pretty much the most of the franchise for me. I know people like different eras and all that, but that's what I was always into. So what NECA is doing with that property, I think, is fantastic. They're giving me everything I've ever wanted with that stuff, because a lot of those Playmates toys, they were awesome and they had their style, but and the same thing was with Transformers and some of these other properties. It's like you'd watch the movie, you'd watch the show, and you get familiar with the characters, and then you'd get the toy of it, and the toy looks different. Like it doesn't quite look like the character that you saw on the screen, like for whatever reason. But now we're in this golden age where screen accuracy is king, and NECA is doing a phenomenal job with the turtles, with the movie turtles, with the cartoon turtles, and what they're doing with their horror stuff. It's they're doing a lot of really, really cool franchises and figures and stuff over there. So Turtles was definitely a big one for me, and yeah, I'm stoked to see so many companies doing such a good job with it now.
Yeah. I'm a fellow turtle boy, so I'm right there with you, Drew. Ron, what about you, man? So,
me, like many other adults in my age, like I have a large growing back catalog of video games that I'm probably never gonna get around to. But I like the designs, I like the characters in it, the ones that I've done. Like I have Figma tackles a lot of the RPGs,
oh yeah, true.
Fire Emblem, I got all the Persona figures. Of course, anything Nintendo is also covered there.
Sure. How's you have how many links are there? There's a few different links, right? Figma links.
Yeah, there's the Skyward Sword one, I think the Twilight Princess one, and maybe one other. I can't remember. I know that there's those two, and they also have the Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom one coming out pretty soon.
Right. I think that's the one I'm gonna probably check out. I've never I never actually messed with the Figma. That's like one of the companies that's evaded me so far. I've never owned one. Like I've looked at links many times. That's why I'm like they've made a bunch of them.
They're hit and miss.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, a lot of their stuff is scaled a little smaller. Like they do a lot of waifu type figures, like a lot of anime females from manga and all kinds of different properties, and usually they're slightly smaller. But sometimes they do ones that are absolute bangers, like their Samus figures are awesome.
That's funny. That was the one that I was about to ask. Yeah, Ronald, do you have that one? Do you have that Samus?
No, I missed on that one.
Oh, I missed there too. But I've heard nothing but wonderful things about like just how fun she is as the toy.
Done a lot of top 10s for last year.
Yeah. The video game stuff I've just been starting to get into too. I started screwing around with Nendoroid. Like I just got a couple, like Kirby and Mario. Now I have Luigi in my pile of loot. I think I'm gonna stop there, but they're like adorable. They're fun little, but they're not like what's great. I don't know. I feel like that's definitely more of like a shelf toy as opposed to a toy photography toy.
Yeah,
they're fun. They're kind of like articulated Funkos, in a way.
Yeah.
And that way, they're gonna cover a bunch of different franchises. Like if you don't see any other company, like they might make it.
Yeah, the Kirby I love though. Just for the record, I freaking love my Kirby so much.
I think they've done like 2 or 3 different Kirbys, and they have like different like swappable accessories and stuff. I'm not sure how that breaks down, but yeah, that's a good one.
It's neat.
The current game I'm binging right now is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Nobody else is gonna do figures other than the androids.
Right. Fair. Okay. I got you. Man, I'm a fellow gamer too, but that's just not in my wheelhouse. But again, that's just, I wish I could speak to it more, but what am I playing these days? WWE and Madden.
That's on pre-order already. I'm already got to make sure I get that.
That new one looks so
dashing
good.
or Undashing Cody.
Yeah, I've been playing that new game, Helldivers 2.
Oh, how is that?
It's a lot of fun. It's really awesome. Just the gunplay and the sound design and creature design is awesome. If you're a Starship Troopers fan, you'll probably be into it because the creatures in it are basically the arachnids from Starship Troopers. They look a little bit different, and the whole aesthetic of the game, like the presentation and the menus and the whole vibe of it, has got that like satirical, hyper nationalistic, like engage in combat to defend democracy and freedom across the galaxy. Like it's so over the top and ridiculous. But I love it. It's hilarious. It is a hard game though. Like it's if you try to play it solo on normal mode, you will probably get wrecked. Like it's one that you have to go in with like 2 of your buddies and kind of have a plan and pay attention, because the Terminids, they're called, they just swarm you and they will wreck you if you're not careful. But it's still fun.
So in other words, we're trying to recruit Jimbo to help us, right?
Hey, I would be down. I have a PS5. It's Machu has got me back into playing online and getting some wrestling stuff. I'm usually a Call of Duty guy, but I love like a game. I love a good first. Is it a first-person shooter?
It's third person actually.
Oh,
so
all right. I love a good third person too.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna be open to this. I'm gonna be open to this, guys. So, are you on play or does it cross play? I love that it's.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a PS5 and PC cross-play compatible exclusive.
Oh, okay. So. All right. So you're a PS5 guy?
I have a gaming PC and a PS5. I got the game for the PC though.
Okay, no problem. Hey, all right. Well, this is good, Joe. We're gonna. I will let you know as soon as I pull the trigger on this video game.
Yeah. Shoot us that PSN info.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Here we go. Captain McKay seeing that RVD hardcore title represent. There you go. And let's see. Oh, Machu saying, I've debated. Sorry, again, this is just how slow my computer is. Getting on Helldivers 2. Yimbo, you down. All right, there we go. We're Drew.
Yeah,
Cavalry's coming, my friends.
It's fun. It's just difficult. It's just a difficult game. That's all. It's just you gotta be on it.
Well, it's like again, it's always nice. Like I don't know if it's guys or around our age, but like we grew up like with couch co-op and learning and actually like when we play, like I know people my age and my friends, like when we play online, we want to talk objectives. We want to actually play the game. And so I feel like if we're all like-minded, we're going to go in like, yeah, we're going to stop this computer. I am so in for this.
It's very much one of those team type games like Left 4 Dead 2 or something like that, where like you have to communicate with your friends and like call stuff out and coordinate and stuff. But yeah, just the aesthetic of it is so funny. Just everything is of freedom and of patriotism and all. It's just hilarious.
Any good bug is a dead bug.
Exactly. Exactly.
Jesse, you play games at all? Are you a gamer?
I mean, I got kids. It's hard. It's hard to play games when you got little kids around. But I do love a good action adventure, and I would love for like. NECA's doing all these ultimates. I would love for them to bring back from their previous figures that they've made, like Tomb Raider. I would love an ultimate Tomb Raider, maybe some ultimate Gears of War figures, stuff like that. Because they do pretty good at like the Nathan Drake was a lot of fun.
Yes.
The Spiro was fun. The God of War figures. I like that type of stuff, action adventure.
Yeah.
So I'd be down for like NECA or any company to like come out with like an updated Tomb Raider figure. Like I want that so bad.
Dude, I have that Kratos and Atreus 2-pack, and I have that Nathan Drake from Uncharted 4. I love those figures, but they're still in that older NECA. I would love to just have them because they've been the movement of them. They just feel so much like it doesn't matter now. Like what line it is, I feel like all of them, whether it's the plastic that they've changed up or I don't know. I feel like plastic is probably a big thing, but they're just so much more fun to pose and actually move around. That I would love because those were two guys that were pretty hard and squeaky to do some stuff with.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, this is great. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's you. True. I was like, what? I just saw the For Democracy.
Yeah. I was replying to Machu saying that he was in. So
I love it.
Speaking of that, though, man, if NECA can get the Starship Troopers license, I mean, game over.
Oh, my God.
I would buy those bugs. Oh, my gosh.
I had the chance to meet and talk with Trevor at Comic-Con this past year from the NECA team, and that's what I told him specifically. I was like, you guys got to get that Starship Troopers license and do arachnids. Like, you guys are the ones to do it. Like, I'll get enough of those damn things to recreate that scene. You guys make those things. It's ridiculous.
Oh, man. I can't believe Starship, like, for all the time, for like, I joke all the time, like, for the hours of the internet, like, that I'm on the internet each week talking about toys, and, like, this question comes up inevitably, like, at some point, like, what, like a line. Starship Troopers, that's like, I would have, why is that not the go-to answer? It's should just be everybody's go-to.
I think Figma made the Arachnid a while back, like a small one, and a few companies have done statues, but I don't think anyone's ever done like a 1/10 scale or 1/12 scale version of the Arachnid or any of like the Marines from the movie or anything like that. So.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what company, but like if you look at like NECA's kind of reputation, like they've done bigger things, like that spider gremlin that they did is so cool. And all the legs are articulated and everything. Like I feel like they can handle it very well for a decent price as well, the paint and the sculpt and all that stuff. So
yeah,
even McFarlane would probably do a decent job because he does all those crazy monster sculpts. Like I feel like that I could see us like a wow, I'm blanking now. But the Star Troopers, like I could see that line. I could picture it. I could picture in the McFarlane boxes. I could picture the sculpt of.
People give Toddy Mac a lot of crap because he is kind of a weird dude, but and he makes some weird choices with some of his lines. But he does do the creatures very well.
Very well.
Like that Violator, there's stuff when it's like a big monster type thing, he usually knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I walked past what was it? The Henry Cavill show, The Witcher. That big, the big spider creature. Like I've almost bought that so many times. It looks so gnarly.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, who else is going to give you stuff like that except good old Toddy Mac?
Yeah. Jester, what are you going to say about it? Yeah. Were you going to say something, Jester?
I was just going to say that's a lot of plastic,
Yeah,
and Toddy Mac.
It'll look great on your shelf.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that's perfect because it would be a good sculpt, articulated, good price point, and that's what I'm all about. So I think he can handle it. He's done like the Marines and stuff from Gears of War. He's done Call of Duty figures and all that stuff. So I think that would be a perfect one, Yimbo. I think you nailed it.
I just say I could picture, like just like along with the Dune figures, like just that style. Yeah. But I think NECA would do it the best. And then another company that just popped in mind was Jazzwares, because I only have the one Call of Duty figure, but the fact that they got into military style, I could see that quickly swapping those molds into Star Trek. Like why not? And then just put out the bugs. Let's see. Hank, it says hopefully Gears of War will be coming to PS5. That's right. That's a whole nother thing. Like that'll be a whole nother stream, guys. Like one of these days. Getting into just the changing landscape of video games. That's gonna be nuts too.
Wait, is there something I don't know?
There are rumors going around that Xbox may be moving some of its exclusives to being multi-platform because the PS5 is like outsold the Xbox like 2-1 or something like that.
Yes.
So they're trying to broaden their market share, I guess. But then there's some people who are like, well, then why did I buy an Xbox? So it's like this whole discourse going on in the gaming world right now about it.
Yeah, like Microsoft could be. That was what I saw. The headlines. Microsoft could be moving to third-party like manufacturer. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Although competition is always better for us, so I'm not rooting for their demise. And Machu, the AEW figures are Jazzwares. That Call of Duty Ghost was also Jazzwares. So they make a decent toy. I mean, like Matt and I love those AEW ones. For the record, Ronald, I don't know if you've gotten into it, but they make some really, really good wrestling toys.
No, they have a Cody Rhodes, so that's the only one I got my eyes on.
And that's a really good one. That's a really good one.
Omega Weapon 13 with the burn in the chat. Good Lord. Wow. Oh. Wow. Harsh.
Brutal.
Ruthless.
Yeah, I mean, I had an Xbox. I had one back in the day, and I loved Gears of War. I played that so much. But like they just didn't really have other games, but like PlayStation had Uncharted, Tomb Raider, all the other ones, God of War, like all those adventure games I'm really into. So I switched to PS5 or PlayStation like many years ago. I've just been craving some Gears of War. So like when you guys said that, like oh my gosh, I'm like so excited. Like I hope so.
It's possible. Right now, it's possible.
Oh, baby, I'm ready. Let's go.
Well, because that's the thing. Like, as a PlayStation guy, how many re-releases are we getting? You know, like I feel like there's so much stuff. Even didn't I just hear like Last of Us 2 is now like getting a PS5 update? I'm like, just where's the new games? I would like the new games, but like, hey, I'll take some updated, remastered of Xbox games that I never played. Dude, I'd play the whole Halo franchise. I've never touched a Halo game, you know?
Yeah, no, Last of Us 2 was a very controversial release, but for me, you know, I put off playing it for a long time, and Jesse actually urged me to play. Like, no, you got to play Last of Us. You got to play Last of Us. And I finally played through. When I got through the second part, like, man, that was one of the best gaming experiences I think I've ever had playing through that game. That story was so good, and I know it gets a lot of hate, and I don't care. I loved it.
I love that game.
You talk about 2 and
yeah, part 2 gets a lot of hate. Yeah.
See, I try not to like. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was 2 separate experiences. You know, like I was definitely way more stealth and like actively anxious playing the first game, whereas the second one I did feel more Rambo. Like I was able to just kind of run and gun if I needed to, but.
I think it was more the story elements that people were upset about, and particularly the character of Abby is what people didn't like.
You know, it had a mission. It wanted you to feel a specific way, and you know, 10 out of 10. It made me feel bad at the end, but you know, it was great.
Well, like
it was
you know how Drew said that like most of his collection is more like the bad guy. That kind of interesting. I mean, I'm kind of in that camp as well. So like when that game put you in that perspective of like bad guy that we think is the bad guy, is it really the bad guy? Like I thought that was really entertaining and like really thought out, and I oh man, that game is so good.
Well, it made you wonder who is the bad guy here, really, right? You know, and I think people having to do that sort of reflection is what upset them. You know,
thank you, Drew.
They didn't want to look back on the things that happened in the first game and be like, hey, maybe that wasn't so great. Because the end of the first game is supposed to be like a gray area thing. You're not really supposed to be cheering for Joel like he's, you know, Rambo or whatever. You're supposed to have some mixed feelings about it. I mean, even in the show, you know, when that scene happens, it's like slow, sad, somber music. It's not like trumpets blaring like he's, you know, on the victory path or whatever. And I think that's what people were reading into it, that, oh yeah, he's the most righteous dude. And when in the second game, it causes you to do some of that reflection, it made people uncomfortable and, you know, upset, and they didn't like it. That's my theory anyway.
No, it's true. I'm totally with you, because I mean, that's what I've learned in my 41 years on this planet, is that like, it's really about understanding perspectives, like the whole right and right, just understanding where are people coming from, you know. And that game forces, because it did flip the script, like where we just accepted the heroic, you know, vision of the first game. And it was I thought it was really well done in terms of actual deep storytelling. So I was a fan.
And then NECA puts out the 2-pack of Joel and Ellie, and then that's it. Like, come on, NECA, let's get some clickers up in here. Like, oh my, I want Abby, I want clickers, I want all of it.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
And then that's where third party comes in.
Yeah.
You guys get that. Oh, that's what's soft
goods. The Limb Toys, is that who did it?
Those Limb Toys.
Yeah. That thing's amazing.
That was another one I waffled. So go back and forth, just too many toys and just not enough money to go around. Because I wanted all of those. But I went with the NECA 2-pack too. That was I mean, they kill it in that regard, you know, like but those those Limb Toys.
We all have that struggle, Yimbo. I know, but like I was like, The Last of Us is my favorite game. And when they announced those Limb Toys like 3 years ago, I was like, yep, I'm ordering. It was well worth the wait. If you don't have them,
I'm a dummy, because Jesse, you actually have like, that's probably the most pure Yimbo figure variant out there. Look at in action figure 4.
For sure.
It's even got the hairstyle, like kind of swooped over. That was the one I really should have.
Like, you know, push button hugging action, and then it would be a Yimbo figure, 100%. Yep, there it is.
Oh, that's funny. Machi going back to a video game point real quick. He said, "Don't companies lose more money making consoles and make their money?" Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's my understanding is that Sony actually like loses a few bucks per PS5 sold, and they recoup with the live subscription service and the software and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God. By the way, this is I just saw that and it's cracking me up.
Once. Oh boy.
Oh, too much. But Ronald, yeah, going back, just to catch up on my slow computer. But again, chat, thank you guys so much for commenting along and giving us great stuff to go on. But yes, the Cody and CM Punk, those are the two best Supreme figures, and I have the Kenny too. But if you can get those two,
I stand by my word. The Cody one's the only one that matters.
All right, fair. That's a really good one. Really good one. So guys, oh my God, I've been having such a blast with you this evening. This is so much fun. Again, I just hate how slow this is gonna have to be like, we're gonna have to do this again. Obviously, like I would love to be a guest with you guys, and we'll have to have more future conversations when I'm not stressing that my laptop is gonna like burst into flames at any given moment. But guys, I mean, this has been a blast. I know I didn't want to take up your whole evening, and I also made promises to my wife, so I was keeping it to an hour tonight. Is there anything like so quick? I mean, not quick. Please, with the plugs, the reminders. I know I've been hitting everything as best as I can, but Jesse, start with you, buddy. Like we'll go. Where can we find you guys? The reminders again for March 4th, all of the good stuff.
Yeah, we start the show on March 4th at 8 p.m. Pacific. So hope to see you guys there. We just, in summary, just want to talk to a guest. We'll have a guest on every week. Not the first show. It's just going to be us three. We're going to talk about, introduce ourselves, get to know you guys, all that stuff. The next show after that, we'll have a pretty cool guest on, and we're just going to pick his brain about what got him into this. What's the sentiment behind it? Like, who were you with? What did it smell like? All that type of stuff. And then run through just like, what you're looking forward to, what you got recently. And then also we want to talk about our Instagram page as well. We have a theme going every month for that. We would also like you guys to submit pictures based on the theme. We'll talk about it, show some pictures on the show, spotlight you guys. And I'm thinking if you guys get a lot of likes and all that stuff, we would love to have you on the show as well. So it won't be just have fun with your toys, but if you guys are posting pictures, I'd like to get you on the show and talk to you about those pictures and your figure stuff like that. So we just want to have fun, get to know the community, and just do what we love, and that's toys.
It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. I'm trying to trying to show off your Instagram page, but this is so brutal.
It's all good, buddy.
But it like Drew had mentioned before, so the YouTube channel for the Collection Nexus is up and running. The Instagram page is as well. So here we go. This I do have it finally going. Let's see. Well, fingers crossed that this is gonna work. Here we go. So again, make sure you guys check out everybody's Instagram account. Again, go subscribe to the Collection Nexus over on YouTube, and make sure you hit that bell so you do get notified for their first live over on March 4th. What's the next appearance for you guys? I know you're making the press circuit. This is a good thing, the press tour.
Would you guys like to announce our first guest? Is that what?
I would just say it. Like, if you guys are doing it, like, are you appearing on anybody else's streams this week, or?
I believe I may be on the Fallen Fets channel here. On Wednesday. The Fallen Fet Network. We'll see what's going on with that, but I'm kind of in limbo right now with a couple of things. Life's busy. So we're still planning that out, but we have gotten out there and said hi and try to get our name out there. So
I think we have a couple of appearances scheduled with Brick Something.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. And we'll be popping up on various streams to promote the show and say hi and hang out and talk toys with you guys. So, yeah, we'll be around.
Excellent. Ronald, anything else to add for you, buddy?
Yeah, no, just everything everybody else said. Like we already, we're planning well ahead. We have the first dozen guests already planned, and
Nice.
you know, just from a viewer, if I were to see that, like I know they're great people, and I can't wait to watch them go on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And keep an eye out on the Instagram. We're going to be doing showcases and maybe some giveaways and stuff. So check us out over there. And hopefully we'll see you all on March 4th. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for having us, Yimbo. We really appreciate the chance to come and hang out with you and talk about the show and talk video games and toys and all this fun stuff. It's been great. This was a lot of fun.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And yeah, this has been a blast. And seriously, this is now the first of, I hope, many conversations. You know, my Sunday nights, you know, it's just friends popping in and saying hi. So whenever you guys, you know, feel like coming on and chit chatting, like I said, it'll be a little more comfortable when I'm surrounded by my dios and action figures, and you know, a little less on the worried about the tech stuff. But guys, I'm so excited for your show. And again, I hope everybody goes to track you guys down over on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you again for everything. And chat, you guys are the best as always. Thank you so much for hanging out. We appreciate so much you taking time out of your life listening to us talk about toys and collections and all sorts of that good stuff. And again, for you guys checking the replay, don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate your time. Thank you all. And
Thank you.
let me get my little thing going, and guys, stick around and before, you know, I can say goodnight to you before we sign off. So all right, everybody, have a great rest of your night. I'll see you. Peace. Outro. Hit it. Maybe. This is the worst. Is it the worst? This is the worst. It's chaos. It's not fun. All right, guys, I'm just gonna miss you. Love you. Good night, everybody. Come on, end it.
That's great.
Fantastic.
Thanks, you.